Alrighty, so let's get into this futures breakdown and let's talk about what we saw in futures today. So my bias on ES as well as NASDAQ today was bearish, okay? So why was my bias bearish? Well, my bias was bearish because of what the higher time frame market structure was telling me this morning on both of these. So let me just clear this off real quick. So you can see the higher time frame market structure on ES is bearish. We're consistently putting in lower highs and we're consistently making new lows. So it's clearly operating within a bearish market structure, as you can see. Now we recently came up this morning during London session this morning, and we rebalanced this 15-minute price action completely. See that? We also had some higher time frame resistance up in here that it never tested. So after rebalancing that price action, as you can see on the 4-hour chart, that's ultimately where we found resistance, and then we sold off because we rebalanced that entire area of price. And then after we rebalance that portion of price action, what's the price want to do next? It wants to seek opposing sell side. It wants to continue that trend to the downside. So you can see right here was where it ended up finding its top. That was coming into 30 minutes before equity bell, and then we ended up getting that move lower right here. See that? That was our shift in market structure this morning. So that was the thought process. That's what I was looking for right off the rip this morning, as I made clear in the analysis section. What I said was, keep an eye out for that 15-minute or 1-hour shift in market structure to the downside now, because we got the 4-hour that's already in alignment. The 4-hour market structure is already bearish. So now what we would want to see next is that 15-minute shift in market structure to the downside. Then after you get that, you could look for a possible retracement up into a premium to get on board short to take it down into this low right here. What is that low I'm referring to? Right here is that low I'm talking about. See that? That is untapped liquidity being previous day's lows. So, and that exact scenario played out perfectly today on it, okay? Because we came up, we rebalanced that. This was our shift. This leg lower was our shift. And then look at this retracement right here. Let's see if that gave us a premium or not. What do you know? Look at that. Premium marketplace within that range right there, within that displacement range that we were talking about in the analysis section this morning, and as well on mic during my live stream. What I was saying was, once we pull up into a premium within that range, look for a short to take down into this low. And it gave it to you right there. It gave you a premium marketplace, and then it sold off and attacked that low. Because you had that multi-time frame alignment at that point. You had the multi-time frame alignment, and that right there is a trade based on that 15-minute market structure. So you don't even need to go lower than the 15-minute on this chart for this particular scenario. You can just get on board right there on the 15-minute, get short, and then look forward to take out that low. All right. And on ES, there was another setup I saw this morning, and I was talking about it on mic as well. So let me find that real quick. I think it was just like right before. I think it was right here. Yep. So you see this right here on ES. I want you to take your attention up here. This was another setup I saw this morning, and I posted it in the alert section. So right here, see this little 15-minute fair value gap right there. That's where we were just like beginning that shift in market structure to the downside, and then we got that shift, and then we had this little pop up. Notice this right here. We had this little pop up into that level. Then after we had that pop up into that level, we had a shift in market structure to the downside. So we'll go to the lower time frame chart now, and let's zoom back, because this is a setup we were talking about, this morning. So look right here on your 1-minute chart. This is the 1-minute chart now. We come up right here. Look right here where my cursor's moving. We come up, we clean out these 1-minute buy stops, and then we tap up into that 15-minute bearish imbalance. And again, these imbalances, when they're tapped into, they're going to serve as resistance. Because price has now rebalanced a portion of that price action, it's going to serve as resistance. And now it does what after doing so? It's a sensitive price point, and it sells off. See how it sells off right here, and see how it creates a 1-minute bearish fair value gap right there. See that? It comes down and it tags this low just barely. You can see that it tags that low barely. It creates the fair value gap confirmation. Price then retraces within that range, up within a premium within that 1-minute price range. And this was the setup I was talking about this morning on mic for a possible scalp short. Right here was a valid scalp short setup. It trades up above a premium. You could get short at that point because you got the fair value gap. You got this low that got tagged just barely. And then you would get an entry up in a premium marketplace, reaching that high. And then You could look for it to take out this low right here or take out this low right here, depending on how you want to do it. But that was that scalp setup that I was talking about this morning. Again, the higher time frame level in this instance was the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Because again, remember, I'm looking at this through the scalper's perspective, someone who's executing on like a 1 minute or a 3 minute or 5 minute time frame. Someone that's executed on a very low time frame like that, your 15-minute, maybe your higher time frame chart, and then you have a higher time frame 15-minute fair value gap right here that it's testing. It has a lower time frame reaction off of that 15-minute level, off that 15-minute fair value gap. It trades up into a premium. You get short up in there, and then you take it down into those lows. So that was the setup that I was talking about this morning on it. And then, as I said, you got that 15-minute shift in market structure right here. See right there on the 15-minute chart. There is your shift on the 15-minute, and then you could have took it down into this low right here. Once it was able to push up into a premium marketplace, you could have got on board in here and took it down to that low, because that's what we were on this morning. And then NASDAQ, I believe, gave you the same exact play. Yep, absolutely. Look at that. I mean, beautiful, beautiful follow through, like the same exact thing. We had this big displacement right here, and that was after pulling up into a 4-hour fair value gap, rebouncing that 4-hour fair value gap completely. The bias, same exact deal. Remember, this bias is bearish this morning because the 4-hour market structure is bearish, and then we get this pullback within this 4-hour range. We rebalance that price action, and then we get a shift in market structure to the downside, or right here. We get this shift in market structure to the downside. Then price retraces up within that range. Because why? Well, when it's taking out these lows right here, it's entering a discount marketplace. We got a bearish shift, but it's still in a discount marketplace. Then we take our Fibonacci from the high to the low. We measure that price range and see how it trades above 50% equilibrium. Right there, you can get short. That's a valid short setup because it's expensive based on that displacement range. Stop above that high, and then you could target this low right here. And you can see it ended up getting really good follow through and ended up selling off.